Hi everyone. About 2 years ago, I posted a video of me playing Out Loud by Scarypoolparty or Alejandro Aranda, and I thought I'd just show you guys how I did it. I had some people ask, and I wanted to kind of explain the way I was playing it. A few quick notes though, because these are really important. First is if you're brand new to the guitar or you're a beginner, I would point you in the direction of a different song to learn, because this one's really tough and it requires a lot out of your right hand, especially for picking. So just something to keep in mind. I would come to this song learning it if you've already been playing like finger picking songs and you have some experience with right hand and coordination, fast tempos. Secondly, you might notice there's no right way to play this song, technically speaking. He does it differently in like the Spotify recorded version versus the American Idol, audition version that kind of became popular, versus any like live show that he's played this song at. It sounds different. All of them do. They have nuances. So this is just a way to play it. It's not the way. Keep that in mind. And then lastly, in order to keep this tutorial like relatively short, I don't know how long it's going to end up, but hopefully under an hour, I'm not going to be teaching you guys every little note in every chord, because that would genuinely take forever, and I don't think anyone wants to watch an hour-long tutorial on a 4-minute song. So that being said, I'm just going to play some of those critical parts slowly, and I'm going to make sure I'm zoomed in so you can see what I'm doing, but it would just be like fruitless for me to try and teach you guys every little thing. Let's start out with the intro, just to be chronological. So intro is really simple. It's just 8 bars of him strumming. I don't know, maybe it's actually 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. No, it would be 8. Okay, so tempo is roughly 195, if you want to get that down. So here's the intro. I'll teach you guys the chord in a second, but here's the strumming. And then there's a solo piece, which I'm horrible at. I'll play it for you a bit slowly here. It sounds, I can't do it fast, but here's what it kind of is supposed to sound like. I messed it up pretty bad, but anyways. Okay, what's the chord he's playing? The chord he's playing is the same one that you hear right after that part, which is... And then he also goes into this. So if you know natural numbers, which if you don't, stop this video right now, go on YouTube and find some guy teaching you how to play natural numbers, or know what they are, because that is going to be crucial, not only for just this tutorial, but like for life. I mean, like being a musician, learn natural number system, please. I'm begging you. I'm going to only refer to these chords by the number that they are assigned in the natural number system. So that being said, he's playing a 4 and a 1. They're not like just open major 4. It's like a specialized jazz thing. He's doing some kind of sus 7 thing in each. I don't know what he's doing, but I don't know music theory that well. I just know enough to get me by. But yeah, he's doing the 4 here, which is this. So let me kind of get a little closer here. Okay, from bottom to top, I'm going to tell you guys string number, fret number, and the finger I'm using. Okay, so it's 6th string, 5th fret, middle finger. All right, next string up is your 5th string. It's going to be muted on purpose by your ring finger. Should be that. Next is 4th string, 4th fret, index. All right, so far. Ring finger is going to be 5th string, or 3rd string, 5th fret, ring finger. And then 2 and 1 are open. So okay. Next chord is your 1. It's like a 1, I think a sus2 right here, and I don't know, a 7. Okay. So this is a lot easier of a chord. It's going to be open 6, open 5, and then you have index on the 2nd fret, 4th string. 3rd string is open. 2nd string is 4th fret with your pinky or ring finger, doesn't matter. I usually play with my pinky on it, but you can do either. And then 1 is open. So just to rehash, no muted strings on that chord, just this one has the muted 5th string. Now, before you get into any picking, before you continue on, I would highly, highly recommend practicing going from this chord to this chord quickly and efficiently, because when you're playing the actual song, you're going to be going to them very quickly, like this. That's very, very fast, right? You have to immediately play like the chord. Like there's almost no time in between the last strum of this, from the 4 to the 1. So get really good at going from 4 to 1. Just do this until you can do this. Like if you have to go slow, you know, start slow, progress in speed, but make sure you're quick. One tip, with the 4 chord here, watch my index finger. Watch how it slides from the 4 to the 1, okay? I'm not taking it off the fretboard, which is going to be huge, because if you can keep your finger on there, you're going to save a lot of time. That's like half of the notes you're playing on the 1 right there is just having this on here. So just watch me for a sec. Okay, so I'm doing my thing, and then you go slide down, put your pinky on. Makes for a very quick transition. Same thing when you go back up. Just keep it on. This never leaves the fretboard technically, or the string. Okay, so assuming you've got this down and you can play quickly between, now we're going to go into how I'm picking it. This is where it gets a little bit complex, and I knew this would be a bit of a challenge to teach. So I'm just going to go slow as I can. I'm going to hold the 4 chord. Okay. I'm going to go slow on my right hand. I'm not going to slap. I'm not going to do the slapping thing. I'm just going to go play the notes, and hopefully you can pick up the pattern that I'm playing. Okay, so here's how it sounds like. All right, a little faster. Faster. All right, that's the picking pattern. Now, you may be like, what, how, that wasn't helpful. Maybe that didn't really serve the purpose. Here's some advice or some tips on that. Number 1, your thumb is always playing the 1 and only, or the 6th string and only the 6th string only. So nothing else. So it's just down here, just playing, and then. All right, so that's the first thing. Second thing, there are 3 notes that are emphasized in this pattern. It's the 1, 2, and 3. So listen closely. I'm gonna play the normal speed version and listen to these top notes when I do this. Listen for that, okay? I also played like the 4. He kind of does interchangeable stuff. It's supposed to be like the 3, I think, most of the time, but he also like does the 4 instead of the 3 at the end of that line. It's kind of up to you. I mean, make it your own, right? But yeah, he emphasizes, like, as far as velocity goes, the 1, 2, and the 3 notes, I think. If you listen to that, like how loud I'm playing each string. And that's one thing too, is when you go to the second chord, which is the 1, it literally is the exact same pattern. You don't have to change a thing. So now the slap. The slap is on the 2 and the 4. So if we're considering the tempo 195 roughly, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 2 and the 4 of that bar, you're gonna have a thumb slap. What that does is it takes away one of your plucks with the thumb. So I'm gonna play it without and with, and listen to the difference. Okay. So here I was playing a bit more notes without the slap, because one of the slap notes is being taken up by the thumb, doing this. Now, Alejandro does the finger thing. He does this, but that is not the way I've been taught. It's not comfortable for me. So I just do it with my thumb, but you can do it with your finger as well if you find that easier, up to you. Okay, that's the pattern. Fortunately, that pattern is literally the entire pattern, like for almost the whole song. Like he's keeping that a really consistent thing. If you also do any other songs by him, you'll notice that's kind of like his trademark thing. He does the in a lot of his songs too. So that being said, we have the intro where you strum the little solo, and then you do and he kind of does like a so it's so that's something that he does. Sometimes I just incorporated it because I like it. And then he adds like this thing, hammer on. It's kind of hard for me, I don't know why, but he does that sometimes. I like to do it if I can. And sometimes he'll let go of the 4th fret and he'll just play open like this. So don't be afraid to, mix it up with what you're doing. It is not a robotic song. There's no, again, this is not a perfect song. You just gotta kind of go with what it calls for in the moment. So, okay, we have the intro, right? So the intro is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, so 4 bars of each chord, and then he repeats it. He's already singing at this point, right? This is him singing the lyrics of the verse, and then he goes into the pre-chorus, which is like this. All right, that's the pre-chorus. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here with this whole thing. This part is the right hand. As far as the percussion, it's kind of like emulating a kick and a snare. Kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, right? That's kind of what he's doing here a little bit. If you listen to it closely and try to think of it like a drum. That's going to help you keep the rhythm close to the song. And the pattern on my right hand is left hand over here is like this. So it's mostly just my index finger. I think it's only my index finger here. So So it's hammer on 2, slide to 4, pull off 4, oh. So starts on the 4th string here. Okay, and then so all together. And one thing that's going to be tough is he's doing a slap and he's picking the note at the same time. So it's, you can hear that, right? So that's just a tough thing that you have to get accurate with your right hand when you slap. So you can't do this, because then you're missing a slap. So you have to do the slap and this 4th fret of the 2nd, or 6th, gosh, 4th fret of the 5th string in the slap at the same time. So, and he's also kind of hitting the bottom string, you know, it's obviously open, and he's just kind of hitting that here and there on like the 1 and the, at least the 1 and the what? I think just the 1 of each bar he's hitting it. So, and then he's muting it too. So just to add more complexity. So right hand palm mute, put it right there roughly at the bridge, and then you can just all right. So once that's down, then he goes into a new this one I think the hardest thing for me to figure out. I'm guessing on this, but this is what it sounds like. So ring finger on the 4th fret the whole time, and then he does once more slow. The way I'm doing that is really easy. It's just 2nd fret only for my index, and it's so it's 4th string, 5th string. This is the 4th. So hammer on, pull off, and then 5th string is hammer on, pull off combo. So puts the ring finger back on here on the 4th. All together. I'm going to play it without the mute so you can hear the notes. And there's like a little thing where it's like, I don't know, some hammer on like. Anyways, that's kind of what he's doing. Hope that was helpful. And then once he's done like repeated that twice, he does this chord, and he does a slight change in it too. So the first instance is this, and just the transition, so you can understand the transition of this. So it's, I'm gonna play one pass through of the picking part. Okay, so for the strumming, ring fingers on the 4th, index is 4th of the 6th string, 5th string's muted by the ring, index 2nd fret, 4th string, 3rd string is open, pinky is on 4th fret, 2nd string, and then I mean, the one's open technically, but he's not playing it very much. He's kind of just keeping it down here on like the bottom 4 strings roughly, maybe a little bit of the 5th in there. Or sorry, I'm thinking in reverse. He's playing roughly in the bottom, so like strings 6 through 2 are mostly being played. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you there. So you don't hear much of this note. He's not doing that. He's kind of doing a... All right, and then halfway through, he takes his pinky off from where it's at, and he puts it on the 4th fret of the 5th string. So it turns in from this to... So you can hear it in context. And then it has this like little fill. And it's basically so it's a 16th note, and then it's a triplet through the bar. That takes a lot of practice. I'm still pretty rough at it. I can't even play it well. Yeah, so that's kind of what he's doing. Then he goes into the chorus, which is like the oohs and the ahs of the vocal. And then he does this. So I'll stop right there. You guys get the gist of it. You've heard the song probably a million times already. So, okay. So he does the, and then he goes right into, now this chord going into the chorus is the easiest one. It's literally one finger you're going to put on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. That's all he's doing. And then it's the exact same picking pattern that you've learned in the verses. So, and just a little note, you may have noticed by now, I'm like doing some different things with my right hand. I'm doing, and I'm also doing. That's okay. He doesn't do it exactly precise every single time. That's the point. It's a little sloppy, a little messy, and that's okay. Just FYI, if you're noticing inconsistencies, that's kind of intentional. I'm not going to be playing it like a robot. Okay, so the 1 is where he starts off in the chorus. That's the chord. Only 2 bars of that though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This next chord is the chord that we were just playing earlier in the pre-chorus when we were doing the. Except the fingering is a little different. In the pre-chorus, you were doing ring, finger, and pinky. The way I'm doing it in the chorus is middle finger and ring. Now, that's just because when I transition from the 4 to the 5, it makes it way easier to play that next chord, but you could technically do the pre-chorus version of it and then change or even keep it if you wanted to, but I think it's way easier to go from here to here without the pinky and do ring and middle finger, and then slide up to this next one, which I'll show you in a second. Just a heads up, you can play with both, do whatever you think's the easiest. I'm going to show you guys the way I'm doing it. So to rehash, chorus starts on the 1, and then it does the 3 chord, which is this. So that's going to be middle, 6th string, 4th fret, middle finger. Same thing, but 5th fret, I'm getting all my things confused here. 5th string, 4th fret, ring finger. Index, 2nd fret, 4th string. And then the rest of it's open. Okay, so rehash. Same picking pattern. Okay, then he goes to here. There is a little variation. He does a little thing. I've noticed he does this in some versions of the song. I like to include it because it's cool. So he goes from the 3 to the 4, or from here to here. Okay. Now here it's kind of similar to this, except you're moving up everything by 1, but the index goes up by 2. So middle and ring go up 1 fret each to 5 and 5 on the 5th and 6th strings. I'm already out of tune. Oh, it's still out of tune, but whatever. And then index is going to be on the 4th fret of the 4th string. And that's it. And then you do the pattern once through. And then on the second run of the pattern, you put your pinky on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, which is the exact same chord technically as the intro, which is, or no, it's not. It's the same, but with the included 5th fret on the 5th string added in. So it's this. It's gonna bug me. All right, so. And that's what he's doing there for the second pass through. So first pass through of this 4 chord is no pinky, and then second pass through is 5th fret. Okay, so all together. Messed it up that first time, so ignore that. The second time I just did was correct. Okay. Okay, awesome. Then he does this like squirrely thing with the pull-offs and stuff. And that's really hard. I'm still not very good at that, but this is what it's kind of like in slow motion. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's, you know, it's kind of hard to play. That's just gonna take practice. I mean, he's doing like the 4 on the second string, 4. So it's 4, 5. So 4, hammer on 5, pull off to 4, pull off to open, play the third fret, 3rd string, hammer offs. And then same concept sorta, but down here. So hammer on 2, and then hammer on 4, pull off, pull off. And he's gonna play the 5th string open, hammer on 2, pull off 2. I'm playing it pretty sloppy because again, I haven't gotten this song down perfect, but I got enough. So all together. And then he goes. And that's kind of what he's doing there. And then he goes. right back into the intro / verse. So end of the chorus goes like this. Which is right back into the verse. And you can kind of mess around a little bit, you know. He does that all the time. He plays random notes and random stuff, little licks and stuff in the middle of the verses. And you just kind of mess around with stuff. Okay, song is the exact same, verse 2, except for pre-chorus 2. He only changes one thing, which is he plays that open, typically. In the recording on Spotify, like the studio version, he does that. Some versions he keeps it, you know, open the whole on both pre-choruses, but I do one closed, one muted, one open. So this one, he just does the exact same thing, but open. Again. And then yeah, chorus 2 is, you know, same exact thing. I mean, he does like all the same pull-offs and little licks. And just messes around, does a bunch of crazy stuff. You know, whatever he does, he's way better at making stuff up than I am. Okay, the outro. This is the hardest part of the song by far. This is what took me the longest to learn by a large amount of time. Okay, so here's what it sounds like. Basically what it is. Okay, what is happening here is, I'll speak to you guys directly for a second. Some explanation is going to be required. This is the only time in the whole song where we are switching from the emphasis being in the right hand to the left hand. All right, so if you think you got your right hand down and that's fine, this is going to be a roadblock for you like it was for me, because now your left hand is like needing way more coordination than your right. He's doing triplets, so the tempo goes from about like 195, 198-ish, which is like the whole song, to about like 205. So it does increase by 8 to 10 BPM in that range. I'm certain he's not playing with a click track and even the recorded version, because I put on a click and he falls out and in and it just goes all over the place. So that being said though, the average tempo is about 205-ish if you want to get to a target. I would literally start at most half speed when you're doing this, because it's very, very tough. I'm going to show you guys the pattern and then we'll go from there. Oh, and then I'm on my right hand, I'm just doing like thumb. I'm just hitting the note with my thumb, and it's literally what it is. It's a hammer on. It's playing a note, and a hammer on, and a pull off every time. I'm just doing hammer-ons and pull-offs the whole time. If you're already watching this still, if you're still actually here, if you want a song that is going to challenge you and grow you in hammer-ons and pull-offs, learn how to play Thunderstruck by AC/DC. That's a great song to learn if you want to learn hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay, so that being said, solo. Before the solo, you have like this mess around with that. He does like, he adds like these weird minor chords and stuff, but you can figure that out on your own. You have enough info at this point to like figure out the different chords he's doing. Okay, so you're here for the solo potentially. So here's what that is. This I am 99.999% sure is accurate, because this is the part that I listened to over and over again. And I think I have at least this right as far as the solo goes in the song. So here's what it is, slow, okay? I'm just going to show it to you guys super slow, and I will slowly progress, okay? Again, it's pick a note, hammer on, and then pull off. That is the only formula the entire time. Okay, here we go. Made a little mistake there. Let me try that again. All right, I'll even go a little slower. Now I'm gonna add the slaps so you can hear where they're at in context. I'm still gonna go pretty slow. Wait. Okay, I'm getting tripped up. Oh my gosh, can't play this. Okay, got it. A little faster because I'm getting messed up myself. Okay, that was a horrible tutorial on the outro, but I'm 38 minutes in this video and I'm not going to do it again, so apologize. But that is the outro. You may have noticed that on all the slaps I'm also playing a note at the same time, which just increases the complexity and the difficulty, because you're having to not only be accurate with your left hand doing all the hammer-ons, pull-offs in time with triplets, but you're also having to make sure that when you do the slap, it is in time with the rest of the song. So I'm playing that note for the first slap, and that note for the second slap. Start slow, go faster. You may notice too, one thing he does like the, and he repeats this section. For a million years until he goes, and then that's it. So one more time, strumming part into the chord, into the solo, and then I'll be done. Oh, he also starts muting it too. He mutes it a little bit. That's it. So give yourself patience. Sorry for being horrible at giving tutorials. I literally messed up so many things, but I hope it was enough for you guys to just get a basic concept of the song, you know? He doesn't make easy songs to play. That's just how he is. But that's why everyone likes him, because he's great at what he does. He's a great musician. So I hope this helped, and thank you for listening.